All right, guys, it's time. It's time to talk about the last new update to ranked rewards that are finally going to make it so that if you were in a higher league, you'd be making a lot more money. And this might be the time right before the storm that might happen again to move all of our assets in price. Let's talk about what happened last time, right? Splinterlands announced that the SPS token was going to be coming out. That is going to be airdropped over a year. They released the info, and DEC was major league important to it, and it ran up from where it normally sat, which is right about where it is today, maybe a little bit higher, 70 cents for 1,000 instead of 50 cents for 1,000, to $10 for 1,000. That is a crazy over 10x price run. Now we're sitting here with SPS sitting around 6 cents to 7 cents to 8 cents. And Genesis League Sports is about to come out and say, hey, we're going to airdrop you Genesis League's new token for this new platform over the course of a year based on your SPS that you have staked. Oh, and now you you can play the game to earn this token is the big announcement we've had coming. But Matt dropped the details today, and I read it and I realized something. There is an amazing opportunity for people who are ready to finally invest into the game. So let's get into the announcement. Okay, so then we got the new ranked rewards that goes over the SPS, and we all knew that SPS was coming into the game, but I'm not sure everybody's fully understanding this. So basically, when you open your chest and when you play your games, you're not going to get a DEC reward anymore. You're going to get an SPS reward. Those rewards will go into your account immediately staked. It does take 4 weeks to unstake them, but you get 25% at a time. So let's say you play for a day and you earn 100 SPS. At the end of the day, you start unstaking it. 1 week from then, you'll get 25 tokens, then another 25, then another 25, then another 25. I know not everybody loves that, but remember in the beginning of this, until they release an update, you do not have to have SPS stake to earn. So do try to save up at least some of your SPS if you're a small player, so that when that requirement comes out, you're able to already have some there. I know maybe you're someone who needs to extract value from the game because it helps you a lot, and I understand that, but if you don't prepare for the changes, then you're going to be put in a situation where you're not going to be able to earn for a little bit unless you get a delegation or rent some SPS or go out to the marketplace and buy some, and at that point it might cost a little bit more. So let's talk about the breakdown here. A lot of this post goes over the economics and what they're trying to do. The fact that they're trying to make DEC a stable token at 1,000 equals $1 backed by assets on their platform. They talk about how a lot of people have tried different kinds of stable coins, ones that are backed by US dollars, a DAI that is backed by ETH, which is also, sometimes volatile, doesn't hold price that well, and relies on ETH. And then you have the algorithmic coins such as the Terra Luna, which is the famous one, but I was in another protocol before called Titan, and they had Titan dollars, or I forget the exact name of those dollars, but they were the exact same setup as UST. That's why I never touched UST, because I was already burned really bad by one of those algo stablecoin projects, and so I missed out on a chance of major gains, but I also didn't get blown up when Luna blew up. So it's kind of one of those, who knows where I would have cashed out or not. But that's what the top part of this post is, and it's basically saying how the goal is, by removing all this DEC inflation out of the marketplace, that there still will be people who come in and buy DEC to buy packs. Because let's face it, if you're going to buy packs, you're bringing in outside fiat or outside crypto, you buy DEC first because you get them at a 50% discount off of the store, and that's going to keep happening. The problem right now is more and more DECs entering the marketplace, so the pack buying, when it slows down or when it hits a lull, it's not able to keep up with that inflation. Well, now we're getting into a position where things are going to work the other way. The amount coming into the ecosystem is going to be a lot smaller. It's only going to be given to LP farmers who are more likely to compound their rewards and build their farm position, because that's what LP farmers do, especially when DEC is at 50 cents on the dollar, because they have a good feeling, if they're in those LP pools, that DEC is going to go up to $1. So why dump it? Why not just compound my gains so that when it gets that run up, my LP position just grows? There is some impermanent loss there. You have to be an LP farmer to fully understand it. But we're going to get to a place where when people want to buy a lot of packs, like when we get down to like that last 100,000 before the next airdrop and a whole bunch of people come in and want to buy it, it's going to make DEC spike. And the first couple times it might only spike from where it is now, 50 cents on the dollar to 60 cents on a dollar. But then the next time it spikes, it'll gradually hopefully head up, and then it will spike up to a dollar at some point, maybe not for 2 more airdrop cards. But that's when we reach the magic point in the game where SPS can be burned to go ahead and get DEC. They talk about that in this post, so you can understand that when we reach that magical place, when the DEC price is actually at over $1 by a 0.1025, you can burn $1 worth of SPS to get a 975 DEC. That would, in theory, at this price, be worth $1. So this will be a real place where mostly arbitrage bots take advantage of this. When we first reach this area, if this price gets really, really high because of some outside factors into the game or just some whales playing some games, then there might be a chance for you to burn some SPS and make a few bucks. But honestly, I think arbitrage bots are going to be made, and basically we're just going to be checking every month how much SPS was burned and turned into DEC. This is way off in the future though. Why am I so excited? Well, you got to get down here. Okay, SPS governance voting is coming. I told you this was a big deal because there's some big players out there who are going to want to control the voting on the different things that Splinterlands does. Now, the one thing that is a little bit worrying about this not pumping SPS immediately is they're not giving us any spicy votes first. If we had spicy votes coming, you might see some very, very big whales go, oh my god, I have to stake more SPS. You're not nerfing my Jotun. You're not changing my kitty. You're not taking dice out of modern because I spent all this money on those dice cards. I need to protect that, because these are the kind of things that we could suggest. Like, you could very easily put in a suggestion that when Rift Watchers comes out, let's remove dice and move it into wild so that modern is just untamed and Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers in those 3 sets. Now, I'm not saying that's what they said they're going to do, but I could propose that as an SPS thing for the community to vote on, and then we could all vote and see if the newer players would probably be behind that, right? Dice is just one more set of super expensive cards that you can't get that kind of kick your butt every once in a while when you play in Modern. So these are the kind of things that could be there. Now, I'm not saying that vote would pass. I imagine the wild players are the players with more SPS would want to keep those dice cards in because they have them. But these are the kind of things that would help SPS, and the voting is coming. But now I kind of buried the lead. Let's get down to the SPS details on the rewards. Now, we all know SPS is coming. What not everyone understands is that SPS is going to be increasing the amount of cash that they are giving out in the game by more than double. That's right, more than double. And this is what this table right here is showing. That currently the wild format is going to be getting 900 SPS per season. Modern format 900,000. The focus chests are going to be getting 975,000, and the season chests are going to get 975,000. So you're talking about right now with the lows in SPS, with the price very, very low, all of those added up. You have those dollar amounts right here under current prices is going to be around $262,000 given out to the players every single season. Seasons last about 14 days. There's 2 seasons in a month every time. So double that number for the month, and you're talking about over $500,000 in rewards. How does that compare to today? Well, in today, you're only getting $126,000 per. So see, if you doubled that, it would be $252,000 a month, compared to now over $500,000 per month. So what can that do to the prices of cards? Well, all of a sudden, more people are going to be incentivized to come here and play. You're going to be incentivized again to come here and rent cards and play. The bots are going to be incentivized by more than double the chances of earnings to come and go, fine, I'll rent cards for 2 days. I'll set up more accounts. I'll get my farms running, because all of a sudden there's all this much more money coming into the ecosystem. But why does that maybe pump our cards even more? That's when we have to go down into here and take a look at this table. This is the table that finally does what Matt and Aggie said they wanted to do, in my opinion. They said they wanted to make sure that the players at the top of the game were getting the most rewards. So something you have to remember is that you have to look at the idea that the higher rewards of SPS are going to be going to the people who are playing in the higher leagues. That's just the main thing to understand. And so when bronze and silver gets packed with a whole bunch of new people coming there, and you have to share these earnings. Bronze only gets 120,000 SPS. Doesn't matter how many people are playing. That's how much you get. If there is 120,000 people playing in bronze, then in a season you would only average 1 SPS each. That's all you get. Sorry. That's maybe not spectacular to you. There aren't currently 120,000 accounts playing in bronze, but per season there's 120. This is out of focus chest, mind you. There is the other pool to remember for the regular earnings. So you would still have the regular, your share of the modern format, but this is in the focus chest. So every day there would you'd be getting a very low amount if there is that many people playing there. And then you get down into silver, and then you get into gold, and you get into diamond and champion, and these numbers just keep getting bigger. And so you can see how when you get up into champion or into diamond, and let me show you something really quickly. I'm playing in modern. I'm in diamond 3. I go to the leaderboard, and I am ranked 13th in diamond. There are only 40-ish people, 50-ish people in diamond. Wow, we get to share that entire modern allotment into the chest for the focus chest we're earning throughout the day. That's pretty wild. Now, there is a downside to this. I can hit this battle button, and right now, a lot of the times, I can't find a match. I might have to go over to Wild if my ECR fills up all the way. It's at 88% because I played it pretty hard to end last season, and I've been able to play a decent amount at the start of the season, but now I'm hitting a problem where when you're ranked 13th, it's kind of hard to find people to play, and there's nobody in champion. So that's right. I am the 13th rated player right now in all of modern. Oh, right. Go me. But I would like more people to be up here. But for more of you to get up here, you're going to have to invest in more cards. You're probably going to have to get your cards to at least level 5. If level 5 summoners with level 5 rares, and everything maxed out to be around that level 5 range. Honestly, to do it early in the season, to do it by day 10, you're going to need cards around level 6 or 7, and you're going to have to be a pretty good player. Because I had a hell of a time getting out of gold 3 yesterday because I was just playing other people with maxed out gold cards, and we were battling it out, and I'm like, I just want to get into diamond because all my cards aren't doing all the abilities I am used to, and this is very hard, and it was quite frustrating given I'm doing okay, right? I've only 70 and 30 on the season, 77 and 30 even, not too bad, but we'll see. And this is me playing. I have the Archmage bot disabled right now because I'm trying to play modern on my own to see how good I can do. I haven't done that in a while, so I'm having some fun with that. But let's get back to the table. So right now, there are only around 30 people earning diamond focus chests right now. Are 50 people. They would get a share of each of these 230 SPS that are given out in a season. Now, to figure out how much you would get per day, you'd have to do a little bit of math. So we'll say that there's 230,000 given out this is per season. A season is 14 days. Well, actually, we'll round up and do, let's round up even more, 16 days. So this is conservative. So that would be 14,000 SPS given out per day per chest. Let's assume that each one of those 50 players could earn 10 chests on the daily focus on average. So that would be 500 chests. So we divide that by 500 chests. And each one of those chests would have 28 SPS. And each person who got 10 chests with SPS would get about 287 SPS per day just from playing the day and earning their 10 chests. Now, obviously, there's some hyperbole to that. It's probably going to be a little bit more per rewards because some of those chests are not going to have SPS. They're going to have cards and they're going to have potions. So that out of those 10 chests, how many actually have SPS is going to be less. So they're not going to be getting 27 when they open a chest. They're probably going to be getting like 30 or 40 or something. as a base that has gone out. Now, that is just based on this. I don't fully understand the multiplications for this, and I'm going to try to figure that out, and I'll do an update post, or maybe we'll be able to ask questions or understand that after the town hall on Monday, but we'll have to see what happens. The same thing happens for the season chest. So if I'm earning champion chest on the season chest, I get a chunk of these at the end of the season. Now, that's a little bit different because it's about the same as the focus chests that are given out for the whole season, but everybody's going to cash those in at the end, and we're going to have a good idea of who's actually earning champion chests when we get a look at how many people make it into the champion league. I know I earn champion chests, but I think there's only about maybe 200 people at most that are earning these champion chests, and we're going to share this entire pool of 270,000 DEC. And there's probably only a couple hundred more diamond players. But if all of you want to stay in bronze and silver, if you don't want to invest into your deck, and if you don't want to level up, that area is going to get crowded, and you're going to have to share these smaller pools. And that's just the reality of the situation right now. They said they wanted to incentivize you to level up your cards. Well, this is the time where they're really going to go ahead and put that into motion for the first time. I don't think the chest rewards and the multipliers and the extra potions were really doing it. But now we get our own little pool of SPS that is just for us, that are just for the people who are playing in champion and diamond, and that's going to be pretty amazing. You're going to open up a couple chests and get what you would get for a tournament win or a tournament placement kind of high. If you get a lot of good chests, it's going to be better than playing in tournaments, just playing in ranked. Now they go over how the claiming SPS reward in the loot chests and some other information, but that's basically, all I wanted to cover on this is that we're really heading into an exciting time where the people who are playing at the top are going to have a chance to earn a lot more rewards. And those of you who are playing at the bottom, you're really going to have to push to get up here to these top levels if you want to earn the most that you can from this game. We'll go ahead and hit battle while we sign off here, and we'll see if I get an enemy in the next couple seconds. But the thing I'll talk to you a little bit about while we're waiting for an enemy to show up is that there is a lack of players playing in Modern at the upper leagues. There's not that many people in Diamond. There are not that many people in Gold. There are not that many people who end up in Champion. So this is a league where the cards are the cheapest to get into. You can get yourself a high-level Thaddeus, a high-level Sloan, a high-level maybe Kelia is pretty expensive. You can get a Grandmaster Wraith up to, say, level 3. I mean, these aren't small investments, but if you do that, you're going to be able to play in the high Gold league, and you might be able to slip into Diamond by the end of the season, which would mean your season chest would always be earning those Diamond rewards. So at the end of the season, you would get a piece of this 230,000 SPS or $16,000 every end of season would be mixed into those chests and given out to the people. I mean, if you look at it at a per dollar rate, and this won't, again, this is not perfect math, but if only 200 people get into Champion and they're giving out $18,900 and you divide that by 200 people, you're going to get around $94 per season for playing the game. Just in your season end of chests, just from the SPS. That doesn't include your cards. They're going to have to be given out. I mean, given we all know there's feast and famine in the chest, so some of you are going to get $20 and somebody's going to get $1,000, but you don't know. And how many season chests you actually earn will matter. So there's the top end champion players and the lower end champion players. We got a match. Ooh, these are so stressful. All right, this person actually has maxed out everything. So that's all I really check. I saw a kitty, which means they probably had a wraith. So I'm just going to assume that if they have a kitty, a wraith, and a Quicks, and these beta people and a llama, that he can play whatever he wants. So we're reverse speed, and we're the monsters go up. Normally, reverse speed, I would go earth. I wouldn't go water because of Kelia usually, but in this lower mana set, I could maybe go water with Bortus. Obviously, there's Tarsa, and there's some pretty slow fire people. This is the tough one. 16 mana is kind of interesting. I'm going to take a look at Bortus because, we have Lobsterdamus, we have Dr. Blight, now we only have 3 mana left. So Lobsterdamus and Blight. And let's see who's at 3 mana and slow. So he's pretty slow. The one thing is, if they have any kind of opportunity, they're just going to kill him. So that's kind of an interesting thing. This guy's not very slow. Are there any interesting cards at 2? The one interesting thing here is I could go for a camouflage card, and then on a 1-drop, the Albatross, but the Albatross will probably get killed, so that's not that great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Halfling Alchemist and an and then I can do the Torrent Fiend. So now, then we'll put Dr. Blight at the back. Now the Halfling will get attacked and the Torrent Fiend before my Albatross, which will let me heal my Lobsterdamus. Now, if they went Sneak, I could be in trouble, but we'll see what happens as we sign off this video. They did go Sneak, so that's not spectacular. As you see, this is a person who definitely has everything, Mr. Epic Team, because he has a Mighty Drunken. This is one of the more rare cards in the game that you won't see very often, and you can see why with that Scavenge, Trample, Enrage, and Flying, that could be kind of problematic. If my Halfling Alchemist can hit him, that'll be pretty big. That's going to be attacking here. My poor Albatross with its 4 speed is going to be getting crushed by these guys. Luckily, he's not going to do double damage to anybody because I don't have any 0 attackers he's going to hit anytime soon. But they have healing and cleanse. The cleanse is the big bummer, especially in this reverse speed, because Blight is going to go first. This is going to cleanse after him, so I'm never going to be able to land a poison and never be able to stop the heal. That's not great. I have a feeling like I'm going to lose, and I'm no longer going to be the 13th ranked player. But let's go ahead and watch the battle. There is a chance that my 1-speed Lobsterdamus with his thorns, there we did get the hit with the... Oh, but the Halfling is going to get taken off too. Oh, and they even got a poison. So they're getting all the luck on their side. Yeah, I don't see any way I can win this fight. It's not going to go up very fast, but I can't prevent the heals. I just don't think I'm going to have enough damage to ever kill that guy right there. Let's see. If we're doing 5 per turn, and he's getting healed for... Oh, but we do 7 per turn. Well, let's see what happens here. If we get past the Drucken... Do we get past him? Do we get past him? There. So he's dead. Now we have to see... Wow, look at that Lich, though. Look at all that life, that 20 HP. And this is one of those times where if I still would have had my Halfling Alchemist to maybe cut his attack down before he could attack. But they're just going to hit too hard. So we'll just skip. That's a loss. Luckily, I got matched up against one of the few people out there with more power than me. So I only lost 13. And now I'm down to the 14th highest ranked player. Embarrassing to get a loss, but we'll end the video there. And I'll talk to you all later.